Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Chronicles. It's me, Daddy Steve, and today I wanted to kind of just give you like a status update on the stream. I don't have a topic that I'm ready to discuss yet. I'm still working on the next set of topics, but I just wanted to give you like kind of like a progress update with my streaming growth, if you will. So currently we're sitting about 450 followers. We average about 15 viewers a stream. And we got a nice little sub base going on. So I mean, with those numbers, that's obviously pretty tiny in comparison to a lot of like streamers and broadcasters out there. But I want to take a moment to kind of let you know where I started with this process, and then to kind of get you up to speed with where we are now. So obviously, you know where we are now. I just went over those numbers, but prior to that, in January of this year, even I was doing half of all those numbers. So really small numbers. Again, we're working with small numbers to begin with, but even smaller than I'm working with now. So literally the stream and community has doubled since January. So I am happy for that. The most important metrics for me are concurrent viewership and followers, and not followers so much, because there's such thing as empty followers, but the follower thing helps you get discovered and gives you more visibility. But the concurrent viewership is what I really like to see. Like, am I broadcasting to a larger audience each night? Is the audience coming back? Are they engaging in chat? Are they having fun? Are they bored? Am I playing really bad? Like, these are all the thoughts that are going through my head when I'm streaming. So it's good to see that we have positive growth. The past 2 months, specifically June and July, have been tremendous for us. I'm blowing away my old like personal best in like follows, subs, all that stuff. So June and July have been really good months for us, and I hope we can keep that momentum going into the holidays this year. We have TwitchCon coming up in October, so I would love to get as far as we can before TwitchCon, just so it helps with the networking a little bit better, so people maybe take me a little bit more serious when they talk to me. Especially if I'm showing like the low numbers, but then I'm trying to seriously talk to them about networking and engaging in opportunities together. So I think we're heading in the right direction. I'm continually working on trying to make this the best possible broadcast possible in my own way, and I'm learning more and more about my unique perspective and my angle with everything. I feel like, based on the other broadcasters that I see out there and the broadcasters that I'm friends with, my unique perspective is that I am older, and that I've experienced a lot more life situations than probably many of the streamers that I know have. Not to say they haven't experienced things in their life, just I've experienced more, I would say, unique circumstances in regards to like raising a family, being married, juggling a full-time job with being married and all that entails, and raising children. In addition to that, I mean, I obviously have like family, like my youth wasn't the greatest either, so I have a lot of like history to draw from on like how I dealt with those situations coming up and like where I'm at now. So I think having that unique perspective, having me be a little bit older, is maybe seen as a negative to some, but to me, I think that's my positive trait, and that's what sets me apart from everybody else, is that I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser maybe, and then I can impart some of the things I've learned to our audience here, and hopefully they take something away from it. Because if I don't teach someone something each broadcast, or if I'm not learning from my community, or my community's not learning from me each broadcast, and I feel like it's not as good as the broadcast could possibly be. So that's always the goal, is just try to get like learn something or teach something each broadcast, and I think for the most part we've accomplished that throughout, and it's starting to show a little bit more. I'm excited for what the future holds. I believe the arrow is pointing up still. I have never been more like engaged with the broadcasting as I am now, and I'm going to continue to look for ways to make myself better, and continually like work on being a better player in League of Legends, for one, and just be a better broadcaster as well. So I definitely have to do those in tandem. I can't work on one or the other. I need to do it in tandem. So it's gonna be a big lift. I'm still not where I want to be at game wise or broadcaster wise. So I'm still working my ass off to try to get there. But I just want to give you guys kind of like my inner monologue a little bit on how I feel about where like the streaming community that we've built together is going, where I hope to see it go, which is up, and just like some of the things I look at. Obviously, content creation and streaming is not all about numbers. If you obsess over numbers, you'll eventually be depressed because numbers are always gonna hurt, because again, your numbers aren't always going to be good. There are some days you're going to have bad days, and that may affect you mentally, and you just have to fight through it. But as long as you know that you're not trying to look at numbers like day by day, that you're looking at it over time, and you look at it from that perspective, then you should be fine. Like for me, for example, when I'm looking at numbers, I like to look at it from a monthly perspective versus a daily or weekly perspective, because it gives you a better average on how things turned out. Because you could just have like one bad day or one bad week and feel terrible because your numbers aren't as good. But if you look at that over a month period of time and your numbers are basically where they should be, then it doesn't feel so bad that you had that one bad week. It may feel bad in the moment, but you're not going to let that linger and carry on and affect you emotionally or mentally or both. So just think about it from a bigger picture perspective and try not to dwell on the day-to-day numbers, because that will get at you eventually. A couple other things I wanted to tell you guys about that I experienced that I thought were pretty cool. We had a host this weekend from a pretty big Twitch broadcaster, a pretty well-known Twitch broadcaster. It was partnered broadcaster. It was a big influx of viewers, the most viewer host I've ever had, and it was really crazy. And it taught me that I'm not ready for that size audience yet. It taught me that I really need to work on entertaining and also like playing the game well, and I failed that miserably. So when I got the host from this bigger streamer, with pretty big streamer, I think they averaged anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 viewers at any time, so they're pretty decent size. They dropped, I think it was like a 200 viewer host, and literally I was nervous. Obviously I was not paying attention to my game at all. It was a ranked game too, and I just dropped the ball across the board. I was trying to interact with the chat, but the chat was moving so fast. I thought I did okay. I could have done better as far as interaction was concerned, but because I was trying to interact so much with the chat, like my gameplay suffered tremendously, and I played really bad. And so that was a bad first impression for a lot of the new viewers that we received. Hopefully I can iron that out in the future when I receive such large hosts like that from people I don't know. But yeah, that was really fun and really exciting. It obviously motivated me even more to go harder, and it just goes to show that like you never know the day that someone will come into your stream or into your community and change your trajectory on your growth. So just keep that in mind. Like, you always gotta be on point no matter what, because you could just get that random host from Ninja one day and who knows what will happen, you know? So just keep that in mind. Keep working hard. Treat every day like someone's watching you, because they are, even those outside your audience. And good things will happen to you. I mean, it was a positive experience overall, but like I said, it was definitely a learning experience, and it was definitely something I was like, okay, I'm definitely not ready for this yet, but we will work our way there eventually, and we'll be able to get up to that point to where we can handle something like that. But definitely you can see the gap between where they're at versus where I'm at, and dealing with an audience that big. So it's pretty cool. The last thing I want to tell you guys about, which was a really fun, positive experience for me, was I tried a game kind of outside my wheelhouse a little bit. Like, it's a game I typically wouldn't play because of how competitive it is and how passionate the fan base is, and it's called Magic: The Gathering. It's Magic: The Gathering Arena. It's in closed beta right now. I had never played a Magic: The Gathering game to begin with. That was my first hesitation. Second hesitation was, okay, if I'm really bad at this game, then the audience is going to eat me alive, and they're going to hate me, and I'm going to get a bunch of toxic people in the chat that will tell me to stop playing the game, and I'll just be really like demoralized to play. So those are like my 2 reservations going into it, and little did I know that the Magic community is so nice. And on top of that, a lot of our existing community members were Magic players, or are Magic players. They played it in real life, or they played the digital version of it, but they've played that game before and they've enjoyed that game, and they were super supportive. The new and old community members that we had were super supportive of me playing Magic. They answered every single noob question that I had, and they even helped me with like getting me packs and stuff. I mean, it was really crazy. Like they like literally tip money so I could buy more packs, so I could build out a deck more. It was just insane. It was one of the best non-league streams that I've ever had, and I couldn't be grateful enough to everybody that came out for that first Magic stream yesterday. It was actually yesterday. I just can't thank you guys enough for how much you guys like were so chill and so helpful, and it just goes to show that you kind of have to step out of your comfort zone sometimes to experience things, and even though you may hit a roadblock, maybe they just don't like it, like you could potentially like find something that you really enjoy. And that was the case for me with Magic. I really enjoy that game. I'm definitely returning to it. I'm going to go back to it on Monday. There's a thing called Magic Monday, so we're going to do that. We'll do that for a few streams, and I'm actually going to play it off stream after I'm done making this video probably. But yeah, it's just an amazing experience to like sit there and see a community so supportive and so helpful to someone that has no idea what the hell they're doing, and to see the progression throughout and see how everybody was excited for me to learn the game. It was just really cool. It's one of those gaming moments that I wish I could bottle up and keep with me, like, and replay that experience over and over again, because like it was just so cool in the moment how everybody was so supportive. And like I said, on top of that, it literally rivaled, like if we're looking at it from a statistical point, which again I look at everything at like numbers and stuff. I look at it from like stats and like, am I doing good or bad? It was the best non-league game I've ever played from a statistical point, and it was better than some of my league streams from that point, from that perspective as well. So again, it was super promising. Game was super fun, really awesome, really challenging, a lot to learn still, and I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have a great time learning decks. But yeah, that was my quick update for you guys. It probably wasn't that quick, but because I rambled a little bit, but I hope you got something out of this tonight. Just know that broadcasting and content creation is an ever-evolving process. You continually have to reinvent yourself. You continually have to grow. You continually have to look for ways to make things better for you and your community, whether it be adding loyalty points, adding better equipment that you have, like upgrading your equipment, or like just maybe even changing up a game every once in a while, just so you can take a break from a game that maybe you're frustrated with, as I was with League. And it's just, there's just so many things you got to think about from a broadcasting perspective and a content creation perspective. Is like, just know that even if you are successful today, it doesn't guarantee your success tomorrow, and you always got to continue grinding and continue to work your butt off to continue the success and to reach new heights you never thought you could reach before. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and please tell a friend. I would love you guys to tell your friends about this series. This series is geared towards anybody that's into streaming or content creation, and specifically towards people who are new to streaming and content creation, because I go over a lot of things that I had to struggle with early on when I was creating my channel, and I was doing it from scratch with no viewers, no social media, no connection to Twitch really. So again, if you know anybody that would benefit from hearing these videos, please share it. I do not mind at all. I would appreciate it, and I would love you a long time for that. And yeah, just make sure you hit that little subscribe button so you can get the next videos. And there's like a little notification button in the bottom corner too. It's like a little bell that tells you when the next video drops. I don't know why I said pops, but you know what I mean. But yeah, thanks guys. I'll talk to you soon. This is Daddy Steve signing out. Peace.